Hello, and welcome to the Victorious Living Solutions podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Nikeya Young, and this is season 10. Welcome if this is your first time joining us. A little bit about us, Victorious Living Solutions. In addition to being a pretty awesome podcast, we are a transformative coaching company that empowers high potential leaders and teams to crush their goals despite life's challenges and live victoriously. Heavy on that live victoriously part, because that is actually the theme for season 10. We are entitling this season The Victorious Life. And all season long, I've been sharing some tips for how to live victoriously. You know, the first 3 episodes, we were really just digging into living victoriously in spite of all the chaos that is happening around us and in our country right now. I try to be, I don't say always, but I try to be cognizant of just the temperature of how everyone is feeling in light of all the things that we've been seeing. And if the temperature in the country is real hot right now, and I need to lean into an issue and offer some biblical perspective on how we should be processing it, I will do that. I will not just proceed with my regular tips as usual and pretend like the country is not on fire. So I've been doing that for the first 3 episodes. There's some really good stuff for you to go back and take a look at. But today we're just moving past that. I feel 3 episodes is enough. I've given you enough tools. For now, we're going to dive into the nitty gritty of leadership and teams and all the things. So today's episode is titled How to Dominate. How to Dominate. And I'm going to share with you very briefly. I'm not going to be before you long. I'm going to give you 5 tips for how to dominate in your sphere of influence. Okay. And these are just 5 simple things that you can do. Maybe you started off doing these things, and as you've gone on, maybe you've gotten comfortable. You know, sometimes we can get a little comfortable. This may be a refresher, if that's you, of, oh, you know what? Let me go back and spruce up. Yeah, I did used to do that in the beginning, and then I kind of got lackadaisical, and let me see how I can spruce things up again. So we'll see. Number 1, the first tip I have for you is be excellent. Duh, right? If you want to dominate, you have to operate in a spirit of excellence. And that can look like a lot of things. The first thing I will say is presentation matters. Okay. Presentation is key. And I know in this social media, TikTok-y, lackadaisical era that we're in, you know, we can kind of forget the importance of presentation. You know, I've seen people in bonnets on camera. I've seen people, and you know, you're not always going to be hair and makeup beat down ready. That has its place. But sometimes if you want to, for content's sake, show some behind the scenes, that's fine too. But there's a way to be low key behind the scenes without being ratchet. Okay. As my mom used to always say, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So your presentation matters, not just your physical presentation, what you look like, but also all of your front facing images online, right? If you're on LinkedIn, and I've said this so many times, and I'm still seeing it in the year of our Lord 2026. I don't know why I'm still seeing it, but I'm still seeing people with selfies as their profile pic on LinkedIn. No. Like, why are we doing this? Why? For LinkedIn? No, not for LinkedIn. You shouldn't be doing it for anything, but it's like, if you're gonna have a profile pic that's a selfie, Facebook maybe, not your business page, your personal page, okay? Because your personal page is like, I'm not trying to be on, this is where I kick it with my friends and family, okay? So your personal Facebook page, your business page, you better have a professional headshot done. Okay, it does not take a lot. You can take some really professional pictures with your iPhone. Not like this, like a photo shoot. Or you could just get a tripod, find a scenic background, take the pictures with your iPhone, edit, give a little touch ups. They have apps on your phone that you can touch up your pictures with, and it will look like a professional person shot it, right? All of that is better than a selfie. Okay. And then your websites. My thing about websites, and my husband, he's talked about this on the show before, because he has an amazing company. We have multiple family businesses in this household. Young Creative Services, now known as YCS Web Agency. Okay. He designs amazing websites and digital marketing content. So the thing about websites is, if you're going to do it right, or don't do it. A bad website is worse than just not having one. Okay. So yes, there is Wix. Is Weebly still around? I don't know. Oh my God, Weebly is a throwback. But I mean, there's different things out there where you can design your own website. But if designing websites is not your ministry, and you got a janky looking page, but you don't have enough money to hire a professional right now, I mean, I'm all about reserving your domain name. Okay. Get your domain name reserved, and keep it on hold until you can find a designer that can design your website in a way that's going to present you in an excellent fashion. Okay. Don't just throw something up there looking like a MySpace page or a blog spot page, or I don't know, something from the early 2000s, right? Do your content correctly. Another thing about being excellent, I have on here knowledge. Okay. And that is just, you never stop learning. Okay. You can always learn more. Always be a student of your craft, whatever your craft is. Okay. In the coaching businesses, I'm always looking for, you know, who's releasing a new book, or who's got some new content out, or what podcast can I listen to, for the who's who, the top of the top people that I look up to in my industry, right? I want to hear what these people are saying. I may not be able to pay them the $1,000 that it would take for a one-on-one, but reading their material is just as good as a one-on-one. Okay. I love to read. You should too. If you want to dominate, readers are literally leaders. Okay. All right. Oh, that was number one. Number two, and this is really important. This is a big part of whenever I do coaching and speaking, teaching, all the things, I'm always talking about this. Know who you are and who you are not. Okay? If you do not have an identity, one will be provided for you. That is key. Okay? A big part of me knowing who I am is being plugged into my manufacturer. Okay? We're not apologetic at all about talking about God on this podcast. So having a firm biblical foundation about who I am, who Christ says I am, but also just mentally being sure of yourself, being self-aware. Okay. When you're in this industry, whatever industry, it could be, especially if it's entertainment industry or corporate or anything like that, people who don't quite know who they are stick out like a sore thumb. It's like sharks can smell your blood in the water, and they know that you don't know who you are. So they know that they're going to be able to try to get over on you, or just tell you who you are. Like, they don't seem like they're 100% sure. Like if someone asks you your rate and you're like, well, it's, or you say it, but you say it almost in a apologetic tone. Well, for that, I charge $500. What's with the rising intonation? The rising intonation sounds like $500 question mark, right? And if you're not sure, And I'm like, oh, I'm a shark in the water. I'm going to think she don't sound too sure about that. So I'm going to say, oof, I'm not ready to pay that today. Oh, well, 350. Okay, sounds great to me. And then they get you at 350, and then later on you find out that someone else that has less credentials than you have charged 2,500 for that same service. Wah, 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 wah. Right? So knowing who you are and knowing who you are not is key. Get very, very clear on that. When people know who they are free from caring about what other people think about them. Okay? Who I am is who I am. If it's not your cup of tea, you can leave it. If it is your cup of tea, you can take it. And guess what? I am absolutely positively good either way. That is empowerment. That is true empowerment. And if you're not quite there yet, that's fine, but have the self-awareness to know I'm not there yet, but I should be, and do the inner work to get there. All right. Number 3. And this is a good one. This is be forward thinking. What does forward thinking mean? Being forward thinking is basically having the discernment or the wisdom to perceive where the world is going and get there first. People who are dominating are people who have done that. They're not just trying to keep up with the Joneses. They're looking ahead. They're trying to see, okay, everyone is doing this and it's working well, but what's another way that I could get this done faster? And that's forward thinking. That is pivotal. That's going to put you in a class all by yourself. Or if you're in an industry and people are copying your ideas or they're copying me, they're doing this or whatever, it is annoying. Okay, it's annoying. Let's admit that. But don't be too discouraged because it should actually encourage you. I'm the blueprint. If you're constantly chasing someone else's tail, then you can only go as far as you see them go. And then you're waiting to see what their next move is so you can make your next move. Okay, they're doing, okay, here I go. Okay, wait. Okay, here I go. No, 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 no. Right? When you are forward thinking, you are getting your divine inspiration from on high. And everything about God is super creative. He is super creative. And he has made you one of a kind. So he doesn't want you moving around with the ebbs and flows of what the Joneses are doing or the Williamses are doing or whoever, whatever. He has something tailor made for you to do that only you can do. And there's a lot of things that multiple people do, but he has a way for you to put your spin on it. So it's the same thing that other people are doing, but they can't do it like you do it. For example, I am a transformative coach, mental health and wellness coach. I am a speaker. I am a teacher. I've taught in multiple areas. I've taught public school. I've done college adjunct professor work. I've done different workshops. So when I say I'm a teacher, I've done it in different spheres. Guess what? I bet you right now, off the top of your head, you could rattle off at least 25 people that you know who also do those things. But they don't have my unique life experiences. They don't have my unique credentials. They don't have the secret sauce that makes Dr. Nikeya Dr. Nikeya. So even if they go and copy something they saw off my website or copy a color scheme or oh, she did this, I'm going to say the same thing. Okay, but it's not going to feel the same. It's not going to hit the same as when I do it because God anointed me to be me and God anointed you to be you. So Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken, but also be forward thinking. God knows everything about you, and he knows everything about the world and where it's going. And he knows that what you have to offer that's going to be needed later on. So, a big part of forward thinking, a homework assignment for you, if you're not already doing so, I hope you are, is to get in the presence of God and constantly be in that secret place so he can download to you what you need to know that's going to help you later on and exactly what your clientele is going to need. All right. Which brings me to number 4. I'm almost done, y'all. I told y'all I wasn't going to be long. And that is, I say this all the time, get your mind right. Get your mind right. You're only going to go as far as what's between your ears. And that's why I have signature workshops on Get Your Mind Right. I am constantly talking to teams and companies and just students and everyone I can get in front of to drive my message home. This is a signature message of mine because you can have the best ideas in the world. You can have the best opportunities in the world offered to you. But if somewhere in the recesses of your mind, you don't think that you're worthy of those opportunities, you'll find some kind of way to self-sabotage it. On autopilot, you will find some kind of way to bring yourself down to a level of comfort or to a level of what your subconscious perceived level of worth is. Okay. So deal with that. Deal with that. Get in therapy. Do the inner work that you need to do to, nobody can stop you but you. So get your mind right so you don't stop yourself. And then people who dominate do this last one. This is a really important one. And that is to lift others as you climb. Now, part of that is going to happen naturally because people who are dominating are attractive. People are going to naturally see you and see that there's something different about you. They're going to sense the anointing on your life and they're going to be drawn to it. And that's going to be your opportunity to minister to them. But also be proactive about sowing encouragement into other people, being someone that people can ask questions and not in a take advantage of way kind of way where they really need to be paying you for the amount of questions they ask because there's something else, but in a way that shows God he can trust you with continued ascension, that you're not going to get to the top and then act like you always been up there and I don't need to lift anybody else up. In fact, I don't want to lift anybody else up because you feel that other people rising is somehow a threat to you. That's small-minded. That's not being dominant. That's being insecure. And there are way too many insecure leaders out there. When you lift people as you climb at this level, then God can trust you to do it at this level. And when you do it at this level, God is like, okay, I can trust them to lead at this level, and so forth and so forth. Because guess what? There is a real devil out here, and he knows his time is running short, and he is not taking any days off. And so God needs his people to pull their collective heads out of their behinds and dominate. And so God doesn't do anything small. It's not just about you dominating for you. It's a whole sea of people that are going to be directly and indirectly affected by your dominance. So don't play it small. Don't play it safe. Okay. Kingdom kids, victorious people, do not play it small. They know that not just for their own sake, but for the sake of the people that God has specifically assigned to them, they need to dominate. Some of the ways you can lift others as you climb are to mentor someone. Make sure that you pick at least 2 people each month you can have coffee with and pray with, encourage, ask them what they're working on. Don't just talk about you, but really lean into them and how can I pray for you today? Right? You don't know how much people need that. I feel like because everything is so heavy in the world right now, Satan wants us all just operating in silos, operating in isolation. And the best dominance happens with collaboration. I'm a force by myself to an extent. But baby, when I get together with some other like-minded, kingdom-minded people, and you're a force, and you're a force, and you're a force, and I'm a force, and together we are a force, right? That is powerful. That is powerful. So I'm always leery of people who act like they think they're the only person who should be doing something in an industry or act some kind of way when they knew you when you were down here and next thing you know, and they were really cool with you then, but as soon as you jump up and now you're at the same level as them or they see you at something that they thought they were the only ones God was blessing for some reason, they got an issue, right? God doesn't want us to be like that. He does not want us to be like that. So lifting others as you climb is automatically going to make you stand out in a society where people are becoming increasingly selfish. And I believe it's the first or second Timothy, I forgot which one, tells us in the last days, people are going to be lovers of themselves. Their hearts are going to wax cold. Basically, people are going to be narcissists. They're going to be every man for himself. And we're seeing that on a grand scale now. So here you come walking in love and being encouraging and lifting as you climb. People are going to be drawn to you like a magnet because it's like, oh, whoa, that is a breath of fresh air because everyone else here is mean. Nobody else wants to help me. Nobody else wants to because they want me and they want me to fail because then that's going to make them look. So yeah, to recap, 5 tips to dominate in your sphere of influence. Number 1 is be excellent. Be excellent. Your presentation, your online presentation, and your in-person presentation matters so much. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. So be excellent. Number 2, know who you are and who you are not. Okay, heavy on that. That is really important because what did I say? If you don't have an identity, one will be provided for you. Number 3, be forward thinking. That is having the wisdom and the discernment to know or perceive where the world is going, what skills are going to be needed, and get there first. Another example of that is this AI thing. Okay, AI is taking over. Do I like it? No. I am not a fan. But guess what? Whether you like it or not, that is the wave of the future. And so if you are a forward-thinking person, you're not going to spend so much time trying to rebel or kick against the bricks or trying to resist what is very clearly taking shape. You are going to be leaning in and figuring out, okay, if this is the wave of the future, I need to know about that. I need to know how AI impacts the industry that I'm in. How are people in my industry using AI? Is there a course I need to take to brush up on these skills? Or how can I, because if the wave is going this way, you can find yourself left behind if you linger back too long. So being forward thinking is very key. And then number 4 is getting your mind right, doing the inner work, being self-aware, reflecting, going to therapy, knowing your blind spots, right? So that you do not self-sabotage yourself out of your blessing because somewhere in the recesses of your mind, you have limiting beliefs that are causing you to think, I don't deserve to be here. And so you talk yourself out of something that God was actually leading you to. No time for that. Okay. Get that mind right. And then number 5, lifting as you climb, lifting others as you climb makes you stick out like a sore thumb in a selfish, cynical world. Walking in love and finding ways to encourage others around you. Doing these 5 things are a surefire way to dominate, be attractive to people, make people seek you out and want to work with you. So if you have anything you want to add to the list, drop it in the comments down below. I want to hear from you. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and also go to victoriousliving.solutions.com to check out our services. If you have teams and you would like to have me come out and speak to your team, I also do virtual workshops and things of that nature. You can go on victoriousliving.solutions.com to book me and check out past episodes, check out other materials and other products and services that I have. I would be happy to work with you and your team and help you dominate in 2026. That's all that I have for you all today. Thank you so, so much for tuning in, and keep living victoriously. Bye, everybody. Hey, you guys, one more thing. I just realized, we talked about in this episode how to dominate, and I just figured I have to share this with you. You know our theme song that you hear every episode? That is actually me. It's a song that I wrote, oh my goodness, a little over a decade ago, called Taking Dominion. And I figured this song is going to light a fire under your butt and encourage you, give you a little elbow grease to encourage you to dominate in 2026. It's even more relevant now than it was back then. So take a listen.
TV screens to owning the magazines to running the model scene. Check the runway I walk, 'cause we on it. Got kingdom swag, we on it. We never stop taking dominion, taking dominion. We on it. From athletes to CEOs to ruling the radio. We healing and saving souls, full of the Holy Ghost. We on it. Got kingdom swag, we on it. Always on top, taking dominion, taking dominion. We not taking second place, 'cause we here to dominate. So devil, get out the way. It's over for you and your minions. Kingdom, taking dominion. We'll never stop taking dominion, taking dominion. We own it. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, get on your pocket. Let's take dominion. Well, it's the time to take dominion. Children of God, we rule first. Stop giving the devil power he shouldn't have. Greater is he who is in us than he who's in the world. Enough trying to fit in. We're meant to stand out and take control. From fashion to TV screens to owning the magazines to running the model scene. Check the runway I walk, 'cause we on it. Got kingdom swag, we never stop taking dominion, taking dominion. We own it. Athletes to CEOs to ruling the radio. We healing and saving souls, full of the Holy Ghost. We own it. Got kingdom swag, always on top, taking dominion, taking dominion. We own it. Oh, oh, oh. Taking dominion, taking dominion. We own it. Oh, oh, oh. king and swag. Always on top, taking dominion. We on it.